जय जय राधा कृष्ण युगल मिलन।
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 आरती करो वे ललिता आदि सखी गण।
आरती करो वे ललिता आदि सखी गण।
मदन मोहन रूप त्रिभंग सुंदर।
मदन मनोहर रूप त्रिभंग सुंदर।
पीताम्बर शिखे पुछ चूड़ मनोहर।
पीताम्बर शिखे पुछ चूड़ मनोहर।
ललिता माधव में वृषभानुकन्या।
ललिता माधव वामे वृषभानुकन्या।
सुनीलवसना गौरी रौपे गुणे धन्या।
सुनीलवसना गौरी रौपे गुणधन्या।
नानाविध अलङ्कार करे जलमाला।
नानाविध अलङ्कार करे झलमाला।
हरि मानो विमोहन वदन उज्ज्वल।
हरि मनो विमोहन वदन उज्ज्वल।
विशाखादि सखी गण नाना रागे गाय।
विशाखादि सखी गण नाना रागे गाया।
प्रिय नरमा सखी जता चामर डुलाय।
प्रिय नरमा सखी गण चामर ढुलाया।
श्री राधा माधव पद रसिजा आशे।
श्री राधा माधव पद सरसी जासे।
भक्ति विनोद सखे पदे सुखे भाषे।
भक्ति विनोद सखी पदे सुखे भाषे।
जय जय राधा कृष्ण युगल मिलन।
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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda
Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda
Jai Shri Chaitanya Jai Nityananda
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Advaita Chandra Jai Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की श्रील प्रभुपाद की गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की शिवराज गोस्वामी की ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुः उन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च
नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Welcome all of you for the Madhya Lila 14th chapter. It is 155 verse we are going to start now. But to recap a little bit of what we did in the previous class, there was a Hera Panchami festival starting at Nilachal. The group of assistants of Lakshmiji, associates and assistants of Goddess of Fortune, along with her, with their Swamini, Lakshmiji, are coming out of the Jagannath temple. And Lakshmi is in a fury. And she is, why she is angry? Because we read in the previous class, Jagannath told her that I just want to go for a stroll because there are beautiful gardens around. I will see and come back. But then he went and didn't come for how many days? 5 days passed. Have you ever seen anybody going to park for a walk for 5 days? Isn't it? So Lakshmi ji, and then Lakshmi came to know that he has gone to Vrindavan to meet his very intimate devotees. So she becomes furious. So then Lakshmi, when she comes out, there are pandas who are assistants, servants of Jagannath. Her assistants arrest Jagannath servants also. So Jagannath servants are afraid to see Lakshmi ji's anger. They are closing their face. Either they are hiding their faces, seeing her anger. And I've heard from Paramacharya Radhagovind Maharaj, who was speaking in one lecture, Lakshmi ji commenting about Jagannath's behavior sarcastically. See, in this world, everybody proudly keep their consort on their side, like Radha and Krishna are together in the altar, or Rukmini Satyabhama are on the other side of Krishna, isn't it? But look at this personality, he keeps his sister and brother by his side instead of keeping me. Like that she comments to her associates. And also she argues with Jagannath servants also. What is not there in our Nilachal here? I am giving such chapan bhog I am giving. And when he was sick, 15 days I took very good care. So much love and care was given, 15 days for him to get cured. Now he got cured now. Once he got cured, he is going out. Isn't it? And what is there in Vrindavan that he finds attractive? So when Mahaprabhu heard these arguments of Lakshmi Devi, he very heartily laughed. Mahaprabhu was enjoying the mellows of Lakshmi's anger. So in the previous lecture, vividly we discussed from some of the verses, told about different types of man exhibited by different Ranis. So that was the... So 3 types of women exhibiting man, anger towards a lover. Dhira, Adhira, Dhira. So in this sober woman, restless woman, both restless and sober. 3 types of women were explained. So the woman who is Dhira, means sober woman, when she sees that the hero has neglected her, when he comes after a long time, she stands up to receive him, offers a place for him to sit, she conceals her anger, and externally speaks Madhura Vachan, and she has a Sarala Vyavahar, very simple in behavior, and she speaks only mild words. She is very mild in nature. So in this way, when the lover comes to embrace her, she does not turn away or become so angry that she will not even look at him. She doesn't exhibit such type of anger. who is Dhira, sober woman. And then there is Adhira, restless woman. What she does? If the husband doesn't come for 5 days and then he comes, she chastises her lover with cruel words. Nishthura Vakya. Vakya means the words. She uses very sharp words to chastise him. And pulls his ear. Karnot Pale Tade. Twisting the ear. Karnot Pale Tade. And Malya Bandhana. Binds him with a flower garland. So I was telling about how Radharani also once was angry with Krishna because he promised a certain time, he didn't turn up. After long hours when he came, she took a flower garland and bound him to a pillar. So then that Krishna came to be called as Radha Damodar. Just like we have Yashoda Damodar, we have Radha Damodar also. We sing now every day, Radha Damodar, Radha, that's the pastime. Where Radharani bound him with a flower garland. So that's the restless woman who shows. See, words and action, both she shows in words, Nishthura Vakya, and in action, Karnat Pale Tade, he says, and Malaya Bandhan, binding him with the garland. So these are practical actions. And Dhira Dhira means she is both restless and sober. How? Sometimes she jokes, upahas, with Vakra Vakya. That means she will do stuti and ninda both. Sometimes she will do stuti, other times she will do ninda. Sometimes she will be udas. That is Dhira Dhira. Actually, when one goes to Dhira Dhira stage, she tries to be Dhira, but she cannot be because she is very upset. So, but then being upset doesn't help. It doesn't enhance the sweetness of the relationship. So she becomes Dhira again. So she is like a pendulum going between Dhira and Adhira, back and forth like that. So Saru Damodar was telling about these 3 types of Nahikara Swabhav, we call it. The prema and jealousy or man that are in different women. So he is talking about that. And after saying about the Dhira, Adhira and Dhira, Dhira, all the 3, then he goes to talk about the 3 types of heroines, Nayikas. And what are the swabhava of the 3 types of Nayikas. In that the first category is, there are 3 in that. Mugdha, Madhya, Pragalbha. So Mugdha means one who is captivated by the Lord's sublime qualities. Because she is captivated by the Lord, she is like a perfect servant. The last verse of Shikshashtakam, what is it? Astishyava. She is in that mode only. Like you will see, she doesn't know about the cunning intricacies of jealous anger and all. She doesn't know. She is not very shrewd or Vaidagdya, Vibheda and all. She doesn't know. She is very simple-hearted. Whenever the lover betrays her or neglects her, she simply covers her face and goes on crying. And then as soon as the lover comes, even after 5 days or whatever, if he speaks sweet words, immediately she is satisfied. And she gets sold out simply by his kindness that he shows. And she doesn't know how trickster he can be. She doesn't know all that. She is very simple-hearted. Who is that? Mugdha. Because she is herself captivated by her master. So that is about Mugdha. Then second category is Madhya, intermediate. Actually, Madhya and Pragalbha both are dealt with together because Madhya is intermediate and Pragalbha is impudent. Impudent is similar to Adhira. Correct, no? And the Madhya is like Dhira Dhira. Correct, no? So he has dealt with them, both of them together. So what are the characteristics of these Nayikas, these queens? They are Prakhara, very talkative. Like Satyabhama. They are very talkative. And in that, sometimes there is also a nature of Mridu, mildness. And Sama means equipoised. So each heroine, according to her own character, increases Sri Krishna's loving ecstasy. All of them are transcendental and faultless. They please Krishna by their unique characteristics. Sei swabhave Krishna karaya santosh, he says. By their own swabhav, they please Krishna. Actually, when we read these pastimes of man, we should not think why Satyabhama is so angry and why can't she be like our Rukmini, and this kind of thought should not come in our mind. Because these characters are all transcendental characters, the spiritual world. Therefore it says that Sei swabhave Krishna karaya santosh. They satisfy Krishna in their own swabhava. Prabhupada writes in Krishna book, when he sees that the queens are quarreling amongst themselves to get Krishna's attention, Krishna has a good laughter. Prabhupada writes. Krishna laughs very heartily. By actually, these are all pastimes which Lord enjoys. This is just like he enjoys Vatsalya with Yashoda. Similarly, he enjoys a fraternal, friendly relationship with the coward boys. Similarly, he enjoys conjugal relationship with the gopis as well as the queens of Dwarka. And also, Lord incites anger in them by tricking them. By you may say that I am coming at such and such time, and you will go a bit late. And Lord wants to see the response. In fact, in the chapter, in the 5 Pancha Rasadhyaya also, in the pastime of Krishna leaving the gopis, you will find that even when he and Radharani are going apart from the gopis, you will find very finely, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has mentioned that, Lord never allows the relationship to become boring or relationship to become very hackneyed or stereotyped. So, therefore, at every moment he will act in certain ways by which the transcendental emotions in the heart of the devotees will become ever fresh. He will do that. Yeah. So, in one place, Radharani says, this is such a beautiful flower garden. Why do you keep walking? Let us rest here, let's relax here. So, then she sits in that place, and Krishna praises her with a few words, and then he vanishes from there also. He also disappears from her. And why he did that? Then later on, when the gopis come to that spot, they see Radharani there crying. Then they feel sympathy for her. Initially, the gopis will say that, hey, she is the only one whom he has accepted. He has not accepted any of us. So there are many things given there, explanations given that Krishna wanted to teach the gopis how intense is the feeling of separation of Radharani. Gopis saw that, my Lord, what a transcendental greed she has. Actually, gopis were crying, but not so much. Their intensity was not that much. When they saw Radharani's, bursting into tears and the way she felt separation, the gopis started loudly crying themselves also, even more. So Krishna wanted to teach the gopis through Radharani. That's one of the reasons. And another reason, Krishna wanted to incite the gopis' anger more. Hey, this fellow not only left us, he left her also. He's a trickster, So Krishna liked to hear that kind of criticisms amongst the gopis. Of course, he is also present there only, but invisibly present. He delights. Actually, we may not be able to understand and comprehend it fully, but these are all subtler and subtler aspects of loving affairs. In loving affairs, it's like a crooked snake, it is said. For example, if somebody says, I don't want, that means they want. Somebody says, I want, that means they don't want. For example, if somebody is asking you, I am supposed to go for a program in the evening. Are you free? If they ask you, what is the meaning of that? Can you come? Can you do that program? Then you may ask, oh, you really wanted me for that program? I am sorry, I already have another appointment today. I have another program. Then they may say, no, actually, I didn't want to disturb you. I was just asking. Correct, no? It has happened? You have seen the correct, no? Because they are also sensitive not to hurt you. Correct, no? So, they may say, no, I didn't want to call you, but actually they want to call you. Correct? But they will say like that. So, therefore, the love is not like a straight line. It is always, it's like crooked, it is said. It's difficult to understand. So, therefore, here, the Pragalpa is an impudent category. In their man. So, all that we discussed. Now, 155 we are going now ahead. Now, till now we discussed about the Nahikara Swabhava. The queens or the Vrajagopis, both when they become angry, when they go into Man Leela, how they behave, Dhira, Dhira, and Dhira, Dhira, all that. Mugdha, Madhya, Pragalpa, and all those categories we studied. So when Mahaprabhu heard it, what was the response of Mahaprabhu? He felt unlimited happiness upon hearing these descriptions. He repeatedly requested Swarup Damodar to continue speaking. Swarup Damodar, he says this, see here. previous verse. Ekata shuniya prabhura ananda apara. Kaha kaha damodara bale bara bara. Yeah.
Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu felt unlimited happiness upon hearing these descriptions, and he again and again requested Sarup Damodar to continue speaking.
Damodara kahe Krishna rasika shekhara. Rasa aswadaka rasa maya kalevara. So from this verse onwards, now 155 to 202, which means almost 50 verses approximately. This is about qualities of Krishna and qualities of gopis and Srimati Radharani. All are going to be discussed here. So, yes.
Damodar Goswami said, Krishna is master of all transcendental mellows and the taster of all transcendental mellows, and his body is composed of a transcendental bliss.
Rasika Shekhara, Krishna, it is said. He is the embodiment of all the transcendental mellows, which means that verse is there, no? Mallana machanirnam naravarastrinam smaro murtiman gopanam svajano satam kshetibujam shasta svapitro shishuhu mrityur bhojapate virata vidusham satyam param yoginam vrishninam paradevateti vidito rangam gatasagrajaha. So that verse has all 12 rasas, beginning with Mallana, Ashanir. For the Malla, for the Pahalwans, Krishna was like a thunderbolt. Naravara, the men considered him to be the topmost man. And Srinam Smaro Murtiman, he appeared like a Madan, Cupid for all the women. And Gopanam Swajano, the Gopas thought, hey, he's our own man. He's our dear friend. They thought like that. Asatam Kshitibujam. Gopanam Swajano Asatam Kshitibujam. Shastasva Pitro Shishu. Actually, in that assembly, even parents had come. Covered boys, mothers, fathers had come to watch the. So each of them, what relationship they felt with Krishna. So you can write against each rasa, each of these personalities. So that is one shloka which talks about all the rasas. He explains this in the Madhuri Kadamini beginning. If you go to the beginning of Madhuri Kadamini, this verse is explained. And all the 12 rasas are given list. And then who is feeling which rasa, like that. Therefore he is called Raso Vai Saha. Rasam Hyevayam Labdva Anandi Bhavati. It is said. He is the embodiment of all the rasas and then taster of all the rasas. So this is Krishna's number one activity. Krishna is not known for creation, maintenance and annihilation. Who does that? Srijati, Avati, Hanti, it says. You will find this repeatedly in the Bhagavatam. Srijati means create. Avati means maintain. Hanti, destroy. This is all done by other people. Mahavishnu, all the Vishnu Purusha avatars, they all do this. But Krishna's main activity is this. He is a Rasika Shekhara Krishna. And the taster of all transcendental mellows. So where is he tasting transcendental mellows? With his devotees. The cows, peacocks, monkeys, covered boys, covered girls, parents, other gopas, gopis also. And his body is composed of transcendental bliss. Prema Maya Vapu Krishna Bhakta Premadhina Shuddha Preme Rasa Gune Gopika Pravina.
Krishna is full of ecstatic love and always subordinate to the love of his devotees. The gopis are very much experienced in pure love and dealings of transcendental mellows.
So the gopis are the topmost devotees. As we read more and more the Gopi Leela, you will see they are very deeply informed on this. They are like a postdoctorate in love. So nobody can match their... Because as you see in Vrindavan, Shantaras, Dasyaras, Sakyaras, Vachalas, Madhuryaras, Shantaras, there is only admiration. In Dasyaras, there is service. And in Sakyaras, there is intimacy. And in Vachalaras, there is maintenance, feeling of possessiveness, mamata, and maintenance. And in conjugal rasa, there is a very special type of intimacy, along with the previous four. So, just like in a radio or transistor, you have this, what do you call that? Antenna. If you push it, it goes inside, no? Push it, finally. So the last one is like Madhuri Ras. Inside that, there is all the others are there. All the others are inside it. Correct? Now, if you keep pushing, it goes. So therefore, the gopis are, therefore they are the topmost. Yeah. Gopikara preme nahi rasabhasa dosha atayeva krishnera kare parama santosha.
There is no flaw or adulteration in the love of gopis. Therefore, they give Krishna the highest pleasure.
Papa?
Rasabhas occurs when one's relationship with Krishna is adulterated. There are different types of rasabhas: first class, second class, and third class. The word rasa means mellow, and abhas means a shadow.
Now, once we had gone to one big donor's house in Pune, along with my spiritual master. So they took us to the puja room. So there we went. What they had done, they had kept Ram, then Lakshman, and Sita on that side. They had kept. Lakshman was in between. Of course, Sita was standing little alone also. And they had kept Ram, Lakshman together like this. They had kept, like Krishna Balaram keep, like that they had kept. And Maharaj said, if you keep Sita at this side, she'll be more happy. Maharaj said that would be more fit position for her. She won't be comfortable the way you are kept. So, sometimes people don't know, correct now, how, therefore he is writing about rasabhasa here, the word. For example, when Krishna is dancing with the gopis, Balaram will not come. So when Balaram wanted to serve Krishna in Madhuri Lila, he himself became Ananga. Ananga Manjari he became. So himself becomes a gopi. Then the situation is no rasabhas. Otherwise Krishna is dancing with gopis, suddenly Balaram says, can I also join? It won't be very good. Correct now? Because there is different rasa. With covered boys there is different rasa. We should not do rasabhas. Correct no? Yeah. Yes.
If one tests one kind of mellow and something extra is imposed, that is uparasa. If something is derived from the original mellow, it is called anurasa. If something is appreciated that is far removed from the original mellow, it is called aparasa. Uparasa, anurasa, aparasa are respectively first, second and third class rasabhasas, as stated in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu. Purvam evanu shishte.
Actually, the translation is not given here, so we will not read that. What is uparasa? Yeah, something extra is imposed, that is called uparasa. And if something derived from the original mellow, it's called anurasa, because it's derived from the original. And then it's far removed from the original, it's called aparas. Like we say now, in raga also, he's going apaswaram, he is singing. We say, no, in apaswaram. Apaswaram means not in line with Sarigamapadanisa. It goes somewhere else. Apaswaram we call it. Hey, don't sing apaswaram. Properly one should sing. Similarly, aparasa means it's far removed from the original mellow. Yevam shashankam shuvirajita nishaha sasatyakamo nurata balaganaha shisheva atman javarudda saurataha sarva sharat kavya katharasashrayaha.
Lord Shri Krishna, who is the absolute truth, enjoyed his rasa dance every night during the autumn season. He performed this dance in the moonlight and with full transcendental mellows. He used poetic words and surrounded himself with women who were very much attracted to him. This verse is a quotation from Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33-25. The gopis are all transcendental spirit souls. One should never think that the gopis and Krishna have material bodies. Vrindavan Dham is also a spiritual abode, and there the days and nights, the tree, flowers and water and everything else are spiritual. There is not even a trace of material contamination. Krishna, who is the supreme Brahman and super soul, is not at all interested in anything material. His activities with the gopis are all spiritual and take place within the spiritual world. They have nothing to do with the material world. Lord Krishna's lusty desires and all his dealing with the gopis are on the spiritual platform. One has to be transcendentally realized before even considering relishing the pastimes of Krishna with the gopis. One who is on the mundane platform must first purify himself by following the regulative principles. Only then can he try to understand Krishna and the gopis. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Swarup Damodar Goswami are here talking about the relationship between Krishna and the gopis. Therefore, the subject matter is neither mundane nor erotic. Being a sannyasi, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very strict in his dealings with women. Unless the gopis were on the spiritual platform, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would have never even mentioned them to Swarup Damodar Goswami. Therefore, these descriptions do not at all pertain to material activity.
वाम एक गोपी गण दक्षिणा एक गण नाना भावे कराये कराय कृष्णे रस आस्वादन.
The gopis can be divided into a left wing and a right wing. Both wings induce Krishna to taste transcendental mellows by various manifestations of ecstatic love.
Who is left wing? Radharani. Right wing? Chandravali. So Radharani's attitude is Krishna is mine. And Chandravali's attitude is I am Krishna's. So they both are serving Krishna with their own group. Gopi Gana Madhya Sreshtha Radha Thakurani Nirmala Ujjvala Rasa Prema Ratna Khani.
Of all the gopis, Srimati Radharani is chief. She is a jewel mine of ecstatic love and the source of all purified transcendental conjugal mellows.
Vayase Madhyama Te Ho Swabhave Te Sama Gadha Prema Bhave Te Ho Nirantara Vama.
Radharani is grown up and her character is equipoised. She is always deeply absorbed in ecstatic love and always feeling in the mood of left wing gopi. The left wing and the right wing of the gopis have been explained by Rupa Goswami in Ujjwal Nilmani. The left wing is described in this way.
Managrahe sadotyukta tat chaitilye chakopana abhedya nayake prayah krura vameti kiryate.
A gopi who is always eager to be jealously angered, who is very enthusiastic for that position, who immediately becomes angry when defeated, who is never under the control of a hero, and who always opposes him is called a Vama or a left wing gopi. Srila Rupa Goswami describes the right wing gopis in this way.
Asahya mana nirbandhe nayake yuktavadini samavistera bhedyacha dakshina parikirtita.
A gopi who cannot tolerate womanly anger, who speaks suitable words to the hero, and who is satisfied by his sweet words is called a Dakshina or right wing gopi.
Like I told you in the beginning about sober, Dhira. So she becomes easily satisfied by the sweet words of the Lord, and she never becomes angry despite his, mistakes, like that. Vamya swabhave mana uthe Vamya swabhave mana uthe nirantara Tara madhye uthe Krishnera ananda sagara.
Because she is a left wing gopi, her womanly anger is always awakening, but Krishna derives transcendental bliss from her activities.
Aheriva gati premna Aheriva gati premna Swabhava kutila bhavet Ato heto rahetoscha Yunor mana udanchati.
The progress of loving affairs between a young boy and young girl is by nature crooked. like the movement of a snake. Because of this, two types of anger arise between a young boy and girl: anger with a cause and anger without a cause. This is quotation from Srila Rupa Goswami's Ujjwal Nilmani.
Yeah. So, as we were saying earlier also, the loving affairs between a boy and girl is by nature crooked. It is not very straight. Like for example, sometimes a girl appears to show anger to the boy. That anger is superficial. It is not that, just like for example, Radharani would tell Lalita Vishaka that, send him away, I don't want to see anything blue, as she would say. Then Lalita Vishaka will preach to her sometimes. He is ready to fall at your feet. No, I don't want to see him. What is the question of falling at the feet? Send him away. So they would send away. After that, even if one of the gopis is wearing a blue dress, Radharani would turn her face away. Then she has to change her dress and come. And so anything that is blue, she would turn her face away. But afterwards, Radharani would ask, what happened to him? So then they would say, you told you don't want to entertain him. You have sent him away. Then she will say, just find out where is he. You should not be too much upset. And the same behavior Radharani will show to bumblebee also. The bumblebee comes, she tells the bumblebee, don't come near. You are the unreliable servant of a unreliable master. Actually, she is talking to bumblebee, but she is addressing bumblebee as she would address Uddhava. She is putting bumblebee in whose position? Because Uddhava is whose servant? So she actually becomes angry with Krishna for sending this Uddhava. And she is thinking all the gopis are going and sitting around him and listening to his words from Krishna, who is a great trickster. But she didn't want to listen. So she came away separately. You have seen that picture, na? Radharani is standing separately. And they all are sitting there. But although Radharani was talking to bumblebee, Uddhava heard every word. He is very attentive because her words are very important for him, correct now? Because Krishna's sweetheart is Radharani. So he has to hear all this and go and report to Krishna. So he is hearing everything. And our Goswamis have taken Radharani's words and Jalpa, Upajalpa, Prajalpa, all that they have categorized in different categories. I had one PowerPoint on that once, the different speeches of Radharani and different meanings of them. So our Goswamis have analyzed it very nicely. So our Uddhava was most touched by Radharani's feeling of separation. So when she, actually when she is rejecting that bumblebee, don't even come near, I don't want to talk to you. And then she tells many things which is angry about Krishna. That how he is a trickster and how he stood behind the bush and hit Vali, and how he did not entertain Shurpanaka in the previous life and all that. So after this, bumblebee goes away. Now Radharani is very afraid. Oh, he has gone away. This fellow is going to save everything. Sometimes you have seen, sometimes one devotee, some younger devotee goes to another devotee and then he speaks something. Prabhuji, he said this, he did that. And then this devotee may blah, 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 he may just be, I will beat him up or something he may say that. And this devotee goes and exactly tells everything there, correct now? He becomes very angry. He deserves to be beaten or whatever. So now after this fellow goes, this devotee will be very afraid. He will immediately phone up, but he is not lifting the phone because he is talking to other devotee, isn't it? So he will run behind him and say, Prabhuji, I just want to talk to him 1 minute. He pull him out, take him to another room. Kya kya bola abhi isko? Prabhuji, we have not yet started. He told me to come after 1 hour. After 1 hour, no, come here. I have to tell you something. And then you erase everything that you spoke. Correct, no? You tell him, see, I just spoke in anger. Don't tell everything. Prabhuji, I have recorded everything. Recorded, give it here. Some people record everything. Isn't it? First you give the recording, put it in the computer and delete it first. Isn't it? And then you tell him, you are a neophyte devotee, so hear very attentively. Now I will tell you some glories also. So hear the glories and so what you should tell him? Glories are the criticisms. Only that. So he will go and tell, Prabhuji, he told me to only tell you glories, Prabhu. So I'm telling. And then that devotee will ask, what other criticism he told? So, similarly, Radharani is wondering, this fellow, neophyte fellow went away. Now, I don't know what he will go and tell Krishna. And my speech is going to become angry. Make Krishna become angry. Like, in one place, our Chakravarti Thakur says, our Nanda, Yashoda and all the elderly covered men and covered ladies forgave Krishna for not returning to Vrindavan for only one reason. What is the reason? Because he has gone to protect Vasudeva and Devaki. Therefore they spared him. He said, Chalo, we will tolerate his not coming back because he has to protect them. And they are very dear to our hearts. Similarly, the gopis of Vrindavan were ready to discount Krishna going to Mathura because they were talking among themselves. You see, in Mathura, he got all royal girls who are very sophisticated. हम लोग बात नहीं कर सकते हैं उनके समान. We are simple rustic girls, village girls. We are not highly educated. We are not so intelligent in speaking and all. And we are too simple for Krishna. So he has rejected us and he has accepted the Mathura girls' shelter now. So he is a poor fellow, he is a gullible fellow. He must have got cheated by the sophisticated speech. Let him go. Therefore they also forgave him. Not coming back. Like that it is said. So sometimes, like one boy was telling, Prabhuji, I have another friend of mine, I am afraid to introduce him to you. He said, I asked why. Prabhu, if you get introduced to him, you will become more interested in him than me. You understand? No? Sometimes people fear that, you ask, hey, why don't you call that preacher? Oh, that preacher, we don't want to call us to temple because he will pull the whole crowd. Some people fear. Actually, in the material world, what you feel as envy in this world, in spiritual world, that is actually like a very sweet exchange. Spiritual world also. Like Radharani and Chandravali's so-called competition is only enhancing Krishna's joy. Very amazingly. So, similarly here also you find the two types of anger arise between a boy and girl, one with a cause and one without a cause also. So, actually one may wonder why should anger arise without a cause? That is for exchanging love. Can arise without a cause. So therefore, although Radharani apparently speaking very strong words to the bumblebee, he didn't expect him to go and tell everything to Krishna also. Yeah. And also why, yes? Yeah. Okay, yeah. Take the mic, give the mic to him. Yeah, correct.
This happens among the Vaishnavas. Upset. Why did this in department? Why this is happening? Then whether it is Prajalpa or we are getting blasphemy, how to understand? Because
actually you should tell that you are emotionally very affected. I think this is not a good time to meet you. I'll meet another time. Actually, we have not reached that level of love that we can just discount for all this. Because still our heart may have vengeful attitudes, anger, envy, malice. When heart is completely free from all that, you are a liberated soul. Then your so-called anger, and like Puntrik Vidyanidhi becoming upset with the Pandas, for putting, he is a pure soul, pure devotee, Jagannath coming and beating him also. Somebody may ask, really Jagannath beat him? That means he really committed offense. No. Even for Jagannath to come and beat you, you have to be very qualified, no? Why should Jagannath come and beat you, isn't it? That itself is a very high qualification. So therefore first we have to become liberated souls to take part, to enter into these very amazing leelas.
the question is very simple. If suppose now in department there are three people, three members, and there is some fight between the two, and you are a friend of both, so he will tell कि उसने ऐसा किया, ऐसा क्यों करना चाहता है, देखो उसको ऐसा करता है, तो he is upset on that particular behavior. So whether I should go and tell, अरे आपके बारे में ऐसा बोला, अरे बाद में आप झगड़ा करो, ऐसा करना चाहिए, then he will also tell. Then I told both, देखो you both are friends.
When two Vaishnavas quarrel, you go in between, you become chutney.
So but they will tell me only because I am friend to all. I will tell ऐसा नहीं है, situation ऐसा है, tolerate करो, झगड़ा मत करो. And they are telling me also become part. I said I will never become part because both are friends. But I cannot take side of any person.
You try to solve it as much as you can and go on.
Because later on they will say, आपने बताया नहीं ना, नहीं मैं कुछ बताता नहीं, मैं छोड़ देता हूँ, मैं बताता नहीं.
Because in their angry mood they may say something. Afterwards they may feel it was too much. Correct, yeah. Actually everybody has this experience. When you are emotionally driven, we are like a drunkard. A drunkard's writing or speech is not much valued. At the same time, one lesson we have to learn is we have to be mindful of the words that release from our mouth. Yeah, because the arrow that is sped from the bow and the milk that is spilt and the glass that is broken And the words that are spoken, all of them cannot be retreated back. It's not possible. Therefore, we have to be very careful. Eta shuni bade prabhura ananda sagara. Kaha kahe prabhu bale damodara.
As Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu heard these talks, his ocean of transcendental bliss increased. He therefore told Sarup Damodar, go on speaking, and thus Sarup Damodar continued.
Mahaprabhu's ecstasy is unable to contain. And Sarup Damodar exactly brings out the things which Mahaprabhu loves to hear. Adiruda Mahabhava Radhikara Prema Vishuddha Nirmala Che Dashavana Hema.
Srimati Radharani's love is highly advanced ecstasy. All her dealings are completely pure and devoid of material tinge. Indeed, her dealings are 10 times purer than gold.
Therefore, if Radharani is appearing to be angry, one should not misunderstand. Just like one couple, they had a marriage anniversary day. The wife told the husband, today is our marriage anniversary day, please come back by 7 o'clock. Husband said, I will try. She said, no trying, you have to come. It's only once in a year, very important. So the husband returned home at 11 o'clock. He said, I'm very sorry dear, because my boss, we had a US call starting from 5 o'clock. I could not come. And she was completely morose. She didn't talk one word also. But the next day again she started talking. She became normal. 1 week later it was her birthday. Now she told her husband, at least today you have to come at 7. Oh, I'm definitely coming today. I have already told my boss, tomorrow is my wife's birthday, I'm coming. And then the wife again reminded him while going in the morning to company. You said you have told your boss you will definitely come, right? He said, I tried to come. He said, what tried to come? If you don't come at 7 o'clock, I'll kill you, she said. Now do you think she'll really kill him? But it is spoken out of? So similarly, Radharani's behavior of leftist behavior, of apparently being angry with Krishna should not be misunderstood because of our own afflicted by gunas. So that is a very advanced platform of pure. Therefore he is saying it is how many times purer than gold? Krishnera darshana yadi paya achambite nana bhava vibhushane haya vibhushite.
As soon as Radharani gets a chance to see Krishna, her body is suddenly decorated with various ecstatic ornaments.
Ashtasatvika Vikar will come. See here. Ashtasatvika harshadi vabhyachari yara sahaja prema vimshati bhava alankara. Yes. You can read the translation.
The transcendental ornaments of Srimati Radharani's body include the 8 Satvikas or transcendental symptoms, the 33 Vyabhichari Bhavas or beginning with Harsha or jubilation in natural love, and 20 Bhavas or ecstatic emotional ornaments.
Yeah, I'll say a little bit about that. This is very important thing to understand, this one. See, Vibhava, Anubhava, Satvika Bhava, Vyabhichari Bhava, Sthayi Bhava. These 5 are very important to understand. So I will just briefly tell you about each of this. Because at this point it's very important to understand it. What is Vyabhichari Bhava? You have to understand it. So, see, Vibhava means that which stimulates our affection. Actually, before you go to understand Krishna, all these 5 things in relation to Krishna. Let us try to understand it from a practical world point of view. Then we'll come to Krishna's understanding. Like for example, when a child gets up in the morning, the child smiles. So as soon as the mother sees the smiling child, immediately stimulation happens. Emotional stimulation. That is the vibhava. And anubhava means what? Subsequent action that is caused by the previous stimulation. So what does the mother do, you think? As soon as the child gets up in the morning from the bed and smiles at the mother, what will the mother do? She will immediately go and pick up the child. Correct? She will pick up the child and take on shoulder, or she would cuddle the child or play with the child. Correct? No? That is vibhava. I'm sorry, anubhava we call it. Vibhava turns into anubhava. It turns. And then Sattvika bhava means what? It is constitutional ecstasy, which is involuntary. Involuntarily one performs various actions. Now I'll tell you. See, anubhava and sattvika bhava, what is the difference between the two? Anubhava, intelligence is involved. Oh, my child has gotten up, so I have to pick up my child, otherwise my child will cry. So your intelligence is involved, reasoning is involved. But in sattvika bhava, it is spontaneous. It's arising from the heart. There is no place for intelligence here. It is actually, you are impelled by the love in your heart to immediate. Therefore, the sattvika vikaras appear in the body. Not intelligence is not involved at that time. It's directly only pure love arising from the heart. You are thrilled and impelled and stimulated to express your love without even planning. Correct, no? Like sometimes you will see in a train, somebody sees a beautiful child playfully doing some pranks. They'll call the child and give some mithai to eat. Now, why they give it? It is not that they planned with intelligence, I will do something. No, they just want to, it just springs from the heart. That is sattvika bhava, we call it. And then sanchari bhav or vyabhichari bhav, both are same only. So what is it? It's called aggressive ecstasy. So what is aggressive ecstasy? Like sometimes a mother or father come to the school to pick up the child. Parents are on this side, child is on the other side of the road. Child is seeing the mother, Mama, like that the child goes running. You have seen that? And then many cars, buses are going, zoom, zoom. Hey, don't run, then they run. You have seen, no? So whenever there is a fear that my beloved may be damaged, or beloved may be hurted, so the aggressive love that comes, that is called vyabhichari bhava or sanchari bhava. Aggressive love. Or aggressive ecstasy arising from fear of protecting the beloved. That is called vyabhichari bhava or sanchari bhava. And fifth one is called sthayi bhava, which is constant affection. And it is like the sthayi bhava is actually the fruit of all the previous stages. It leads to rati. The sthayi bhava is a constant affection called rati. So now I will tell you in relation to Krishna now. So vibhava means that which stimulates one's affection. So in Vrindavan, what stimulates everybody's affection towards Krishna? Anybody knows? Flute sound. Who said that? Haribol. One Haribol. Krishna's flute sound. When Krishna plays on the flute, everybody, cows, immediately their ears are standing like this. They are eating grass, they stop eating. And the cows are drinking milk as soon as they hear Krishna's flute sound. Then they are also attentively hearing. Then they stop drinking milk. Instead of milk, what they drink? They are drinking the flute sound. And then the birds in the tree, they are yogis in the previous lives. So they sit silently. Pin drop silent, they are attentively hearing the birds. And the trees were also impersonalists in the previous life. But they were not offenders. Therefore they have got a place in Vrindavan, Brahmavadis. So they become trees in Vrindavan. And they are also showering flowers on Krishna or waving the branches in great joy. Similarly, the demigods and demigoddesses going in the sky, they come down to hear Krishna's sweet flute sound. Everybody in this way. So therefore the impetus or the motivation or stimulation, stimulant we can say in Vrindavan is flute sound vibhava. And what is the anubhava? The subsequent action, the trees, as soon as they hear the flute sound, they bend their branches to give the flowers and fruits to Krishna. So that is a response of the trees for Krishna's flute sound. Correct, no? Yeah. And sattvika bhav, with respect to trees, if you see, the filament and the vines come out of the trees. with a desire to offer to Krishna, that's Sadvika Bhav, spontaneously. Actually, this is told by Kunti Maharani in one verse also. Ime jana pada asruddha supakpaushadi virudaha panadrinadi udanvanto hedante tava vikshitai. When your glance falls on the nature, everything becomes green, and the nice flower gardens are blooming with flowers, and the trees are laden with fruits, rivers are full of water, and the ocean is having a lot of navaratnas and everything. So that means Krishna's glance is the vibhava, and the result of that Krishna's glance is Satvika Bhava, is all the nature is like blooming. The nature cannot control itself. The joy comes out. And this you can see in Kunjabari temple. I saw once Paramji Gopalakrishna Maharaj had come. So when he had arrived in the temple hall, so two of his disciples were dancing together, but they were having big enmity before. Of course, now they are in Pune temple, they have gone to other places. But other times they used to have so much quarrel fight. When Maharaj came, they both were dancing together. I was immediately reminded of our Jharkhand forest. Because tiger and deer were dancing. Isn't it? I asked them later on, hey, you two guys used to fight. How suddenly became friends? They said, we also don't know, Prabhuji. And the result is because spiritual master has come. At that time, all enmity is forgotten. Immediately, when a very exalted person comes, because the love he has in the heart for the jivas is so great that influences the enmity in the heart of the person and drives out the enmity. Like in Jharkhand forest, you are saying. Correct, no? In the same manner, because that loving feeling blossomed in their hearts because of the presence of a person who is very ecstatic. Correct, no? So, in the same manner, you will see that in the forest, the filaments and the flowers blooming, everything, it is Satvika Bhav, you see. And Vyabhichari Bhava, Sanchari Bhava, aggressive ecstasy is the blooming flowers. In the night, the flowers are like this. In the morning, flowers are... So as soon as Krishna comes, the flowers start blooming. And they start sending out fragrance. And they become filled with honey. And they are, they're telling the wind, hey, wind, please take our fragrance. Go and give it to Krishna. So the desire to serve is enhanced by Krishna's flute sound. In Bhagavatam, there is one shloka which says, the Lord's glance becomes the impetus for the service attitude of the jivas to be enhanced. It says like that. Simply, if somebody sees Krishna's eyes, to understand it, like for example, if you see some little child who looks very innocent, or if a man sees a young beautiful girl whom he wants to marry, by looking at their eyes, that innocence, that simplicity, that feeling of need for shelter, that charms him to increase his service towards them. You understand, no? Same thing with Krishna also. When one sees the Lord's beautiful form and innocent looking form, and his kindness and compassion and all kinds of good qualities, then that impels a person to render some service to him, some kind of service to him. So that is the Sanchari Bhava, the Vichari Bhava, aggressive ecstasy is aroused like that. These flowers. And Sthai Bhava is the final thing in a tree, which is fruits. They give the fruits, abundant fruits, ripened fruits for Krishna, please eat it. It's a final thing. So you are seeing that how it is bending the branch, then the filaments are coming, shoots are coming, then the flowers are blooming, then finally from the flowers come out fruits, yeah. Like in the mango flower, if it's first flower will come. Then from the middle of the flower, a small bud will come. You've seen that? And then it's a green mango, small one, and then it becomes big. Then it becomes ripe. Correct, no? Like that it comes. So, yeah. Now the same thing the gopis are talking. This is from Yugala Gita, what I told you now. Here the gopis are saying, you will see here, they are saying that the example they are giving for these 5 things I told you, Vibhava, Anubhava. Further they are giving another example. The householders, as soon as they see sannyasis, immediately you will see, here they are saying, just as household Vaishnavas, and their wives become ecstatic when they hear a Sankirtan party of, and the sadhus and everybody coming. They immediately offer obeisances. They come out and offer obeisances. Similarly, the creepers of the forest who are female and trees who are their husbands, they bowed low with their branches and vines as if revealing Lord Vishnu within their minds. They weep abundant tears in the form of streams of honey, like they are saying. That means the trees are husbands and the creepers are wives, I like the householders and they see Sankirtan coming, they bow down. So that bowing down is which one? First one, Vibhava. Now they are stimulated now. So they are bowing down, correct now? Vibhava. And then in the same manner they will say, now they will say further. After describing the Vaishnava status of the trees and creepers, like that of Grihastha devotees, who are still attached to the pleasures of household life, the gopis describe the swans and cranes as self-satisfied sages, Atmaramas, worshipping Vishnu upon hearing his flute. This is the result of Anubhava. Anubhava actually means as soon as like the swans and cranes, they are compared to the satisfied sages. So Krishna wore attractive tilaka markings, darshaniya tilakaha. Krishna is like the tilaka of. So in this way, each of it is actually impelled by the, stimulated by love. It goes higher and higher stages. What is the first one I said? Vibhava, Anubhava, Satviki Bhava, Sanchari Bhava, and Sasthayi Bhava. Yeah. Correct. So it goes. Yeah. So the other examples are given here. Sahabala Strak Apatamsha Vilasaha. This is talking about the clouds. Here is the example of the Vibhava of the clouds. What the clouds did. It is said the birds are sitting in rapture of the religious. Okay, closing one's eyes. Okay, this is about. See, closing one's eyes due to relishing transcendental mellows of Krishna's flute is an Anubhava, a sign of ecstatic love for Krishna. The birds, I told you, sitting on the trees and closing their eyes. Yeah. Like that, different situation of. Then the clouds are also explained there. So, actually, if you explain all of them, it will take some time. But I gave some clue of this, isn't it? So again, read the translation. Now it will be a little more clear now.
The transcendental ornaments of Srimati Radharani's body include the 8 Satvikas or transcendental symptoms,
Ashtasatvikas, yeah.
the 33 Vyabhichari Bhavas, beginning with Harsha or jubilation in natural love, and 20 Bhavas or ecstatic emotional ornaments.
So, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, we can read about this Vyabhichari Bhavas, elaborated more. Yeah. Yeah, correct. And the 20 bhavas are ecstatic emotional ornaments. Let us see, purport is there. Here he has written, see, the 33 Vyabhichari Bhavas. See, Nirveda, indifference, Vishada, moroseness, Dhainya, meekness, Glani, a feeling that one is in a faulty position, Shrama, fatigue, Mada, madness, Garva, pride, Shanka, doubt, Trasa, shock, Aveg, intense emotion, Unmada, craziness, Apasmara, forgetfulness. That goes on like that. How many? Yeah, Sukti, Prabodha, Chapalya. Which one? Nidra. So these are the Vyabhichari Bhavas. No, therefore, like for example, Garva, when you say pride, the pride of the devotees is different than ordinary pride, no? Not like, like for example, the so-called pride of Satyabhama. It's not ordinary, no? Similar Glani. Oh yes, they actually, when you read the past times, they appear at different times, but these are the list Prabhupada gives, elaborate. Kila kanchita kuttamita vilasa lalita vivoka motayita ara maudya chakita. See here in the translation, if you see word to word, he's saying Kila Kenchita means particular type of ecstatic ornament manifested at the time of seeing Krishna. Now, Kuttamita means the symptom explained in verse 197 before. Later it will come. And Vilasa means that which is explained in verse 187. See, Lalita means symptom explained in verse 192. You have to go to those verses and see what is that. Vivokta means neglecting the presentation given by the hero. Motta means awakening all last desires by remembrance and words of the hero. So like that he says. And the same name only is written here. The following verses explaining them. What are they? Critically explained now. Eta bhava bhushaya bhushita Shri Radharanga Dekite uthale Krishna Sukhabdi Taranga. Yeah.
When Srimati Radharani's body manifests the ornaments of many ecstatic symptoms, the ocean of Krishna's happiness immediately displays transcendental waves.
Kila kinchitadi bhavera shuna vivarana Ye bhava bhushaya radha Hare Krishna mana. When Radharani decorates herself with Kilakinchita bhava, that is the way she attracts Krishna's heart. That is we say now Radha Krishna is called Madan Mohan. The secret of that is Kilakinchita bhava, which we will describe in the next class. That because there are more than 10 verses devoted for that. What is Kilakinchita is explained. And so these are all coming under the heading of transcendental ecstasies of Srimati Radharani. So there was earlier Krishna's qualities explained. Now these are all, see here 160 to 165 qualities of Radharani were explained. Gopi Gana Madhye Sreshtha Radha Thakurani. Correct? That's one quality. And Nirmala Ujjvala Rasa. She's a source of all purified transcendental mellows. And Prema Ratna Khani. She's a jewel mine of ecstatic love. Vayase Madhyama. She's grown up. And Swabhavete Sama. Her character is equipoised. Gada Prema Bhave. Deeply absorbed in ecstatic love. And Nirantara Vama. And that is always in the mood of a left-wing gopi. And Adhirudha Mahabhava Radhikara Prema. Her love is highly advanced ecstasy. And Vishuddha Nirmala Yaiche Dasha Vanahema. Her pure dealings are devoid of material tinge and 10 times more purer than gold. So these are all explained in 160 to 165 qualities of Srimati Radharani. Now 166 to 202 is transcendental ecstasies of Srimati Radharani. So part of it we read. So now in the next class we will finish up to 202 the transcendental ecstasies of Radharani. Then after that it's a very easy section to understand, which is Srivas Thakur describes the opulence of Lakshmi. Because Srivas Thakur adopts which mode? Vaikuntha mode, Narada mode. And then Swarup Damodar glorifies the opulence of Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu will be thrilled by this. Mahaprabhu's ecstasy increase, that's the next part. 229 to 243, Mahaprabhu could not contain his ecstasy. After hearing Swarup Damodar describing the opulence of Vrindavan, Srivas Thakur started dancing in ecstatic love. He slapped his armpits. You know, they do like this. You know that people make sound? Sound comes here. How many of you know that? Bagala Bajai. So Srivas Thakur started slapping his armpits and laughed loudly. So what is that? I think we'll go to the next class about this. Mahaprabhu's ecstasy couldn't be contained. After that, only the small part, last part is Jagannath silk ropes break during the Rath Yatra. They returned Pandu Vijay, when they are keeping Jagannath. Now that will start. So this chapter probably will get over in 1 or 2 classes, I think. Srila Prabhupada ki, और Bhakta Vrinda ki. Thank you very much.